Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, we'll learn about one of the very renowned and popular compliance system which has been used around the banks or the financial institutions around the world, and that is none other than the Fircosoft. Fircosoft or Fircosoft Continuity is one of the very renowned application which has been provided by the Fircosoft organization, which does the compliance validations on the message data. Now, what exactly is compliance we have already covered in the other videos of ours. Basically, it identifies any sort of risk associated to the transaction. Fircosoft is basically a leading provider of watchlist filtering solutions to help organizations ensure compliance with global regulations, particularly in the area of anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing. Compliance validation in FIRCO typically involves multiple steps, and let me explain one after another the necessary validations that it takes care of it. The first one is your watchlist filtering. FIRCO's solution uses filtering engines that screen transactions and customer data against global sanctions lists, such as those from OFAC, that is Office of Foreign Asset Control, United Nations, Euro, and other national or regional authorities. The goal is to detect potentially risky entities and ensure compliance with these sanctions. So what it means is it uses one filtering engines within this FIRCO application, that is always a rule-based application that screens the transaction and the data against the global sanction list. Now, the global sanction list is released by the OFAC, which is renowned foreign asset control, and the United Nations as well, and then Euro and the national or regional authorities, which is been working in that particular country of that financial institutions. So the goal here majorly is to detect potentially risky entities or the individual and to ensure the compliance with these sanctions. Now, next one is your data matching and screening. This is also one of the rule or the validations that takes place into the compliance system that is into the Fircosoft Continuity. The platform conducts an in-depth matching process to compare names, addresses, and other identifying information. FIRCO uses advanced algorithms to minimize false positives while ensuring that potential matches, false negatives, aren't missed. The algorithms include phonetic matching, that is to catch variations in spelling. It also does this transliteration, that means to identify names written in different alphabets or languages. The other one is exact and fuzzy matching or fuzzy matching. This means to account for misspellings or name variations. So these all data matching and screening is also made available into this FIRCO continuity system. So it provides a solution to match or provide a process to compare the names, addresses, and when I say addresses, it includes all the different parameters of the address, the postal address, which includes street name, street number, postal box, country subdivision, district, etc. It uses the advanced algorithms, as I mentioned, to minimize the false positives while ensuring that the potential matches aren't missed. Phonetic matching, as I told you, is to catch the variations in the spelling. This is about the data matching and screening. The next one that happens in this FIRCO continuity system is the false positive management. Compliance validations includes a step to assess and manage false positives. Now, when we say about a false positive, that means it is a false, but it is a positive tentative risk. The system provides filtering thresholds and rule-based settings, allowing compliance officers to adjust sensitivity levels, reducing unnecessary alert but ensuring real risks are flagged. So this system is compliant enough or capable enough to provide these alerts, ensuring real risks are flagged. The sensitivity levels which can be adjusted as per the rule-based engine, as I said. The next one is the manual review. Transactions or data that are flagged for potential matches undergo a manual review by compliance officers. They review the details to determine if the match is a true hit against the watch list or if it is a false positive. Now, once the system does its job, identifying the potential risk transactions, whether it be the outgoing transactions or be the incoming transactions, into the system, and then it would be made available to the system users. Now, the system users are nothing but the operation users who do the investigation into the banking industry or the banks. The next one is audit and reporting. The system keeps detailed logs and audit trails for all matches, reviews, and decisions made. Now, the decisions which an operation user can take on to the transactions can be block, reject, or accept. This is a crucial for regulatory reporting and internal audits. FIRCO provides configurable reports to demonstrate compliance efforts and prove that all suspicious activities were handled according to the regulatory requirements. One of the important aspects of these applications is to provide this regulatory requirement validations are met. If only these validations are not made, the problem for a bank is to either they get heavily penalized for not adhering the rules and not able to identify the potential risk, and thereby it helps a lot for a bank to save their reputations just in case any sort of anti-money laundering or terrorist funding activities is performed because of the mishap on identifying the risk. Not 100% of the risk can be identified by this FIRCO continuity system or be it any of the compliance validation system. The idea here is to identify most of the important risky transactions which might result in disastrous activities like terrorist funding and anti-money laundering, drugs, trafficking, etc. So it provides audit and reporting for those as well, for the actions which has been taken on those particular transactions which has fallen into the respective compliance system. Next was real-time and batch screening. Real-time screening, that means transactions are filtered immediately before they are processed, preventing transactions with suspicious entities from being completed. A batch screening customer databases are screened periodically to ensure that new additions to sanctions list or updated watch lists are reflected in the institution's operations. So as the regulatory authorities, whether it be the country's regulatory authorities or from the international bodies like OFAC, EU, UN, etc., when they update this hit list, hit watch, and the watch list gets updated, the customer databases are screened periodically into the FIRCO continuity to ensure that any new additions into the sanction lists, whether it be the USD sanction list, right? So those are updated with the watch list in the institution's operations. The next feature is updates and maintenance. FIRCO's watchlist filters are updated regularly to ensure they reflect the latest regulatory requirement, and the watchlist organizations are responsible for maintaining their compliance policies in line with the latest updates. Regulatory compliance. FIRCO ensures that the filtering process adheres to the international standards such as those issued by the Financial Action Task Force FATF and regional specific guidelines. This combination of the automated filtering and manual verification helps organizations ensure compliance with global regulations, thereby minimizing the risk and avoiding the regulatory fines as well.